The Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti is more than just a carrot, as a living embodiment of 1950s motorsport glory. A hand-built masterpiece that captures the romance of endurance racing and the artistry of Italian coach building in a way few machines ever have conceived during the golden era of Ferrari's dominance in sports car racing, and sculpted by the legendary Carrozzeria Scaglietti. The Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti was born in 1957 as an evolution of the already potent 315S. Built to meet the grueling demands of long-distance competition with a new, more powerful 4.1-liter V12 engine designed by Giacomo Colombo, capable of producing around 390 horsepower at 7,400 revolutions per minute, astonishing figure for its time, mated to a 4-speed manual gearbox. The Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti could reach a blistering top speed of around 186 miles per hour, 300 kilometers per hour, making it one of the fastest racing cars of its day. But its brilliance was not just in raw numbers. It was the perfect balance between breathtaking speed, sublime handling, and endurance-ready durability that made it a force to be reckoned with on the world's toughest circuits. The car's lightweight tubular steel chassis, paired with an aerodynamic aluminum body by Scaglietti, gave it a graceful yet aggressive silhouette, sweeping fenders, a low, purposeful stance, and details that spoke of form-meeting function in the most beautiful way. Its long, elegant nose funneled air to the massive front grille, while the pronounced rear haunches hinted at the power waiting to be unleashed, and every curve seemed to have been shaped not only for aerodynamic efficiency, but also to seduce the eyes of anyone fortunate enough to see it in motion. In its racing career, the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti achieved legendary status, competing in some of the most demanding events of the 1950s, including the Mille Miglia, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and the Sebring 12 Hours, driven by some of the greatest names in motorsport history, such as Stirling Moss, Wolfgang von Trips, Mike Hawthorn, and Luigi Musso. Its most famous triumph came in the 1957 Mille Miglia, where Moss and co-driver Dennis Jenkinson pushed the car to a blistering average speed over public roads, finishing second overall, but setting records that astonished the racing world. At Le Mans, the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti proved its endurance mettle, battling fierce competition from Maserati, Jaguar, and Aston Martin, showcasing not only speed, but also reliability under punishing conditions. Yet the car's story is not without drama. Tragically, 1957 was also marked by the infamous Mille Miglia accident involving another Ferrari that led to a ban on the race in its traditional form, forever changing the world of road racing, making the 335 Sport Scaglietti a symbol of both the peak and the turning point of an era. Technically, the car was a marvel for its time, with its front-mounted V12 featuring 6 twin-choke Weber carburetors for optimal breathing, producing a ferocious yet sonorous exhaust note that became the soundtrack of Ferrari's racing dominance. Its independent front suspension, with unequal length wishbones and coil springs, combined with a Dion rear axle and drum brakes on all 4 wheels, gave it precise cornering and stability at high speeds, though by modern standards its braking distances would seem long. In period, it was cutting edge, and in the hands of a skilled driver, the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti danced through bends with an agility that belied its power. Part of what makes the 335 Sport Scaglietti so special today is its extreme rarity. Only 4 examples were ever built, making each one an irreplaceable artifact of motorsport history. And surviving cars have become some of the most valuable automobiles in existence, with one famously sold at auction for over $35 million, placing it among the most expensive cars ever, not simply for its performance but for its provenance, beauty, and significance in the Ferrari lineage. The name Scaglietti itself carries weight, as Sergio Scaglietti was Enzo Ferrari's trusted craftsman, known for translating engineering ambition into metal artistry, and in the 335 Sport, his work achieved a form of perfection: the long bonnet, muscular shoulders, and minimalist yet functional cockpit, all working together to create a machine that was at once purposeful and poetic. Stepping into the driver's seat of a Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti is to enter another world: the low-slung driving position. Large wood-rimmed steering wheel, Spartan instrument cluster, The smell of leather and metal are sensory reminders of an era before driver aids and electronics. When racing was about mechanical connection, bravery, and skill, press the starter and the Colombo V12 bursts into life with a deep, raw bark, settling into a restless idle before roaring through the rev range with a metallic wail that sends shivers down the spine. On the move, the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti feels alive. Every vibration and mechanical sound telling you something about what's happening beneath the skin. The gearbox requires precision and timing. The brakes demand foresight, and the steering, unassisted and full of feedback, rewards commitment with uncanny accuracy. It is not a car for the faint-hearted, but for those who understand and respect its character. It offers an almost spiritual driving experience. On track, its balance between speed and control would have been intoxicating in period, and remains impressive even today when compared to modern classics in the broader context of Ferrari's history. The 335 Sport Scaglietti represents a bridge between the raw, front-engined sports prototypes of the 1950s and the more sophisticated machines that would follow. It cemented Ferrari's reputation as a builder of not just fast cars but championship winners. And its influence can be traced through the lineage of front-engined V12 Ferraris that came after. Even though its racing career was relatively short due to evolving regulations and the rise of mid-engine designs, the car's impact was profound. Collectors and historians regard it as one of the purest expressions of Ferrari's competitive spirit. A car that could be driven flat out for hours over rough public roads or smooth circuit tarmac and emerge victorious. In today's world where automotive design is often constrained by regulations, aerodynamics, and mass production economics, the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti stands as a reminder of what can be achieved when a small team of passionate engineers, designers, and drivers work with the singular goal of winning. Unconcerned by anything but the pursuit of speed and glory, its value today is not just in dollars, but in its ability to inspire, to connect us to a time when racing was both more dangerous and more romantic, when the line between genius and disaster was razor-thin, and when cars like the 335 Sport Scaglietti were not museum pieces, but weapons of competition. In essence, the Ferrari 335 Sport Scaglietti is a jewel in Ferrari's crown. A machine that combined cutting-edge performance with timeless beauty. A car that tells a story of human ambition, skill, and artistry, and one that, decades after its creation, still makes the hearts of enthusiasts race as fast as its Colombo V12 once did down the Mulsanne Straight.